Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Basement Monsters podcast. Final score 34-17. The Indianapolis Colts end up routing the Tennessee Titans in the second half of that game, and I did not see that one coming. It all changed when, and it was weird. It was a weird situation. The Colts had the ball. They were driving. They were on the goal line. We stepped out to go have a smoke because we're like, all right, it looks like they're going to drive. If they score, they score. If they kick a field goal, they kick a field goal.
We thought they scored.
But then we saw that they ran a play. I think it was a reverse, or it was a running play to a receiver. It was like he was in motion. Another jet sweep, and then and then he makes a play. Then we stepped out, and then we come back and we're like, oh, holy shit! Wait, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
And in a couple plays, the Tennessee Titans stopped them. They obviously brought the touchdown back. Tennessee Titans stopped them, get the ball back, drive down, get some room, and then end up punting. But the punt was shanked, and I mean shanked. Like it was like what was it? It had to be like a 30-yard punt.
Yeah,
less than that.
It might have been about 32 yards.
Okay, maybe that. It got to the 32-yard line.
Right.
I'll say that. I don't even know if it was. I don't even know if it was a 30-yard punt. It had to be at least. It had to have been at least a 25-yard punt. Maybe that. I'll give them 25. I won't give them 30.
I think their starting position was like the 30-yard line or 32-yard line. So they gave him maybe a little bit of credit.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But then they got it.
It was a shitty
and it was
punt.
over.
So anyway, it was a real shitty punt that Colts just marched right down, score. Excuse me. Yeah, the Colts marched right down, scored. Then the Titans come back. Have the punt again.
Boom.
And then
Speed got him.
the speed got him. Speed kills.
Right in the chin.
Speed took it right in the chin, blocked the punt, they recovered, and it was a route from there. The route was on, and it was embarrassing. Like, it got embarrassing because I'm like, man, you saw Ryan Tannehill go from 99 yards in the first half.
90.
Oh, excuse me, 99. He had 99.
Oh, was it 99?
Yeah, he had 99 yards in the first half. Only to be able to throw about 21 yards.
I think he got to like 130 or something like that.
He was at 147. But 30 of those yards came late.
But let's just say 48 yards in the whole second half.
Exactly.
And this is what I thought was going to happen. I told you that, at the beginning. I think at halftime, the Colts defense, I think they found something. I think they found something and they knew it. And they exploited it. Of course, obviously, the shank punt and then the blocked punt, massive, huge. I mean, special teams is there for a reason.
Right.
Like those two things just took it over. And then, like I said, Rivers didn't really have to do it all himself. And then, everybody from, I don't know what their rushing was there for the Colts, but I mean, they're over 100 as a committee.
But yeah, Naheem Hines, 12 carries, 70 yards, 1 touchdown. Jordan Wilkins, 8 carries, 28 yards. Michael Pittman, 21-yard rush. Jonathan Taylor, 7 for 12. Jacoby Brissett, 1 for 2, and a touchdown. But, we talked about Michael Pittman. Let's talk about that running attack. And then let's talk about Michael Pittman.
Showing up.
That running attack, it was just consistent. They just kept throwing another guy, throw this guy. One of these guys is going to end up breaking and having a big game, and it happened to be Naheem Hines today. And it was great for them. It kept them. I honestly kept them at pace with the Tennessee Titans, that running game. But Michael Pittman, we talked about him at the beginning of the show. He was coming back. He had some injuries. He only had 14 targets, but injuries and such.
He's showing up.
They went to him 8 times. Out of 8 targets, he caught 7 of those 8 targets for 101. No touchdowns, but
close.
Dude, Michael Pittman Jr. He's going to be the truth. Like, he's going to be someone to be not to be messed with.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's the only big receiver, not tight end, but receiver that Indianapolis has. Right. And the kid is also, he can also move. Obviously, we can see it now with the 101 yards. And he's a durable kid. You know what I mean? Like, he did have an injury, whatever. But, I mean, today, he was getting those scrappy yards, too. Like, he almost got in the end zone. You can't be mad at what the Colts are doing. Like, I was thinking this right towards the end of that game, was where Derrick Henry is almost – it's almost a bad thing to have Derrick Henry, because I feel like what the Titans did is they thought that, Derrick Henry's just going to be able to plow and get. Mm-hmm. But when you start getting stopped with Derrick Henry and stop, then you've almost fed him too much, and then that like I said, I think that is what allowed Indianapolis to get back in this game. They keyed on it. They knew what they had to do, stop him and make Tannehill beat you, and Tannehill couldn't beat him.
And it was, give credit to the Colts secondary. They were just everywhere. They were all over. Jonnu was covered like Jonnu was not even open. Jonnu was not open. He was not open tonight.
Well, he was once, and then they overthrew him.
He was open once. They overthrew him, but majority of the night, Jonnu Smith was not open. The Colts secondary did a great job at locking it down, especially in the second half. 99 yards and a touchdown isn't bad for Ryan Tannehill. And like I said, he was hanging in the pocket. He was hanging in the pocket in that first half, and then they started coming. And then they started coming even harder. They finally started getting to him. He was everywhere in that second half. He couldn't find a guy, and then even when he found him, the receivers couldn't hold on to the ball. Right. It was just it was a snowball effect that just went the wrong way for the Tennessee Titans.
So, not to cut you off, but it almost seems as where the Titans play these better defenses, they get knocked back down to earth
a little bit. But you know what? The thing, and that's the thing. Imagine if the Bears had some confidence, on the offensive side. Let's say someone knew what the hell they were doing over there. What if they lose? The Bears kept them at 10 points. You know what I mean? The Bears held them the game was 10-0 for forever. It seemed like. If you have a team that can score, we're talking about the Titans losing 4 in a row.
Yeah, which would be. But the thing is, they're still sitting pretty. Like the Colts they're the same way though. The Colts they played great against the Bears. It was. Is it hard to play great against that Bears offense? Not really, but you saw what they were capable of. Then the next game or two, they were kind of in some dog fights. They dropped a couple, but props to them for going in at halftime and realizing, hey, this is what we have to do. This is how they're beating us. Let's shore that up and make them beat us a different way. And Tennessee had no answer.
Yeah, they had to adjust that. Like you said it right away, and where I was watching, I was like, they could still run, but sooner or later they're gonna have to just start throwing. Yeah. And they just kept they got to a certain point where I was like, all right, it was that fourth that turnover on downs where they're trying to score. And I'm just like, at this point, like you were running the entire drive. And now you stopped, and then you just went pass, and they knew that shit was coming. So why did I just didn't understand why not a screen, or why not why not maybe a draw, maybe something, because that seemed to work. Play action. Well, the other play action, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That seemed to work. It just never did. It's the Colts secondary.
Well,
they're just everywhere.
Like I said, this is what I was talking about. When you have a Henry, you almost lean on him too much sometimes, because you saw when McNichols came in, scooting, he's scooting, he's your scat back.
Yeah, 20-yard run.
Yeah, it's he was the scat back, but you keep Henry in there because you think Henry's going to be so bad and bold that he's going to bust a big one. And when they start showing him up, then obviously they're not worried about Henry run anymore. Now we know all we have to do is drop back. And cover everybody.
The thing is, they're just as fast as as Henry. The linemen. They're. I said, we talked about this team.
Yeah, they strung him out to the side.
Yeah, we talked about this team speed. They're just running with him. They're not. He's not outrunning them. They're not. They're not held back by talent. You know what I'm saying? They all have speed. So they're right there with them. On top of that, they're disciplined. They're disciplined.
That's the huge thing.
They're disciplined.
They play well as a unit.
And
one guy dives in, another guy curls around this side, pushes them a little farther. Then it's almost like there's just a never-ending other guy.
They're just in the right place at the right time always, and that shit wins you the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you can't get mad about that.
That shit wins you the Super Bowl. If you got a quarterback that's just doing his job, not making mistakes. I mean, he made mistakes last week, but that was against the Baltimore Ravens defense. That's probably could be the best in the league. You know,
possibly
one of the best in the league. And yeah, I get it. You force it sometimes, but this team has all the makings of being in the Super. At least I'll say a Super Bowl contender which they are in the Indianapolis Colts, but they could honestly, in my opinion, I think they could be. They could be one of the names in the NFC. Maybe one of the top 2 names I would take.
They could. But
just because how they can beat you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw it. They came back. They came back this game right here. So they're not opposed of being down. They don't get scared. They don't play cautious. They still come out. Not like I said with that one drive. We were talking about it like, oh, run. I'm like, no, he needs to come out and be throwing it. They came out, kept throwing it. They peppered in some runs, but they kept throwing it because they know that they have that. Put them away. Don't run out the clock and try to let the clock, because you don't run all the time. Maybe a fumble happens, something like that. But go at them, kill them, put them to bed. And, we'll see. I mean, the what did we see? We saw the Colts, they play like the Packers and then they play the Titans again. So they got another round with the Titans coming up real quick. So we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, they got a week. I believe it's the Packers and then right at it again with the Tennessee Titans, and the Titans need to be ready because we thought it was going to be a big night for Tennessee. They came out hot, and then at the end it was that shank punt. That shank punt changed everything, and I don't know how. I mean, even when you shake a punt like that, like you just came off a high, like such a high. You know what I mean? Like even the touchdown, then you go right into. But like right into the block punt, like that's got to be a lapse in assignment. Like that's got to be somebody not being locked into the moment right there and then because it was just blown up, dude. It was just he was running free.
Yeah, and I'll tell you another thing. I'll give credit to in this game was Indianapolis's coaching. Like their coaching. They did. They made some bold decisions. They were back. And still we're going for it on 4th down. I mean, if that's not disrespecting the other team's offense. Right. The Colts. I mean, I don't know what is.
The Colts became the second team since 2008 to win a game when going for it on 4th down 5+ times. All other teams were 1-37 in previous such games. That's insane. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like I said, they had the defense. You talked about it at halftime. Going into the second half, they got the defense to go ahead and lock this shit down.
Yeah, I mean, that's all.
And they did. They shut them out. They shut them out.
No more points.
No more points. 17 was all she wrote for the Titans tonight, and that all came in the first half. And it led up for a boring second half if you were a Titans fan, but if you're a Colts fan, damn, you got to be happy with this team still.
Yeah, I'm a little unhappy. I was 1 touchdown off of the final score. I said 27-17 and even 34-17. But that Colts defense, I mean, like I said, they're coaching. I don't know. I feel like I feel like these games right here make the Colts even better because they see that this is a division game. It's tough. It's like there's a lot on the line right now, and they didn't fold. And they basically put the Tennessee Titans on notice. Like, listen, you guys think you're running away? You're not going anywhere. We're right here. We're here to fight you. We're here.
All that shit happened last year.
Yep.
It's over.
We're here.
This is a new year, and yeah, we're here. All right, man. Like good stuff. Colts win 34-17 over the Tennessee Titans, and like I said, man, it was a good game. I'm shocked that it ended up flipping so fast. I mean, you called it. I mean, you called the blowout, but I'm sure you were sitting there at halftime like,
well, yeah.
Oh man,
this
is looking tight. This is looking tight, and then all of a sudden, just a litany of mistakes for the Titans, and that was it. That was it. 34-17. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'm Evan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles. We've been watching the Basement Monsters podcast on Sports Zone Chicago. We'll be getting to you guys on Sunday. We got 3 games on Sunday. One is your game, big game.
Nervous, man.
Panthers Bucks to start, and then later we'll have the Seahawks Rams, and also the Cardinals and the Buffalo Bills. Ending it on always 4 games. Ending it on Sunday night with the Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens. So be sure to check us out on Sunday. We'll be there. And then obviously Monday night, Bears Vikings. That's going to be a good one. We'll be covering all that this weekend. So we'll see y'all later. I'm gonna take a nap for a little bit.
For sure.
Peace.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.
I just heard my favorite band is in town. I'd love to get good seats, but everywhere I've looked, the ticket sites have crazy service fees.
Haven't you heard of TixBlitz?
Who?
TixBlitz. They don't gouge you with crazy fees. The price they advertise is the price you pay, plus a small delivery fee.
Never pay service fees again. Go to TixBlitz.com today. TixBlitz.com. Guaranteed seats, low prices. That's TixBlitz.com. Every ticket, every venue, everywhere.